I'm trying to calm down because really anxious. I took the plunge. I just got off the phone with Actra, or Aftra if you're American. Um, Actually, I could have went the French route also, but anyways, I've been meaning to do this. If you've been for any of you who've been following these videos, I've been meaning to do this for about a month now. No, less than a month, 3 weeks, 2 weeks since I guess Christmas or no, it's going on a month. Time is passing, but I finally did it. I got to doing some of my lesson plan. It's we're the 22nd of January 2024 at 1:47. By the way, just a little tangent here. I always have my book open and I'm always writing what I need to do for the day and my workouts, and it's just a continual collection of information. And then I have a table. It's a bullet journal, and I have a table contents at the front, and I have my monthly log at the front. But I haven't been looking at it, and I've been, when I get some jobs and all this stuff, and then I have to kind of sync it up with my bullet journal and my Google Calendar, and I kind of got a little behind on that. And then now I'm getting, getting into the habit, beginning the habit of keeping my book open on the monthly log, on the oven here, or on the table there, as opposed to on the day of, because I have to, and keep a pencil there and my eraser, and keep a piece of paper because my eraser gets all black from keeping it in my knapsack. But that's what I have to do. I have to check the monthly calendar before I check the daily calendar. So that's another habit I'm trying to implement, because when I was at my on last week, was it Friday? It was I don't know, cutting the hair of the my orderly client, and he said, "Are you available on this date? This date?" I'm like, yeah. And then as I was cutting his hair, I was like, his beard, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I have my first aid course I said yes to. And I had not put it in my bullet journal. So I had to say, I can't make it on the Monday because I have to teach elsewhere. And I can't stay over nighttime putting you to bed and feeding you. But I can do it on the Friday. Anyways, so that's what prompted me, like, oh God, I'm going to fuck something up and someone's going to need me. So there's that. So I called Actra finally, because I'm not even sure if I was going to the gym. I'm going even though I have a headache, and I'm pretty much almost ready. I might go to the bathroom one more time, brush my teeth, and all that stuff. So, and I wrote out my workout program, which is in the orange. It's just the list of exercises I can do today. And then when I get there, I see what's available and what, that's how I do it. So anyway, so I called Actra, and someone picked up right away. It wasn't answering machine. I was like, oh. And she was speaking both in French and English. And I was like, oh, I might as well just speak in English. It's in English. It's for English productions. So, and I just want information. How do I get started? What do I do? I thought I would go through here and, see. And so, and she's like, well, it's a hard thing to answer and all that. Maybe you want to if you want to go to school, because I mentioned going to school. I'm like, do I need to, or I don't know. So she said, okay, if you want to start in theater. I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, do I? I don't know. University for that? I don't know. So I was like, okay, maybe in my head while she was saying that, I was like, okay, I'll do that, and then I'll say thank you, and then I'll do food calls, and then I'll call back another time and see if she has more information. She says to do one thing at a time. I'm like, okay. You know my you know my personality? What? So then she got on the roll. And she said, like, if you go onto the website, you can actually find the agents and stuff like that. I'm like, and she said, have you checked out the website? I said, yes, but I couldn't navigate it to find out my, I looked at it and I actually couldn't. I didn't think it was there. Like, I was looking at the menu. Maybe I just ignored stuff. I don't know. Maybe because I just want to talk to someone for someone to tell me what to do. I think that's subconsciously what it was. I want someone to just take me and just fucking help me. So, and that's kind of what she did. Because I was kind of happy. I was like, oh, wow, thank you. Because she was getting on the roll. Her motor was starting to roll. She was getting steam. And she's like, well, go on to Actra Montreal, mtl.ca, and go on the right hand. You're going to see search and look up talent. And then might be the second result. She's like typing it as she's telling me. I'm like, okay, so I'm writing this down, collecting this while she's talking. So I'll go like search, circle it, and then I write quotes, talent, so I know what to type, And that's to find a talent agent. I'm like, oh. And then you could also go into search and type what's shooting. And then you find out what they're shooting in Montreal. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, you probably need a headshot or something. And she said, yeah, if you have a CV, a resume and a letter of intent, and headshot would work. I'm like, okay. I could see if I can get a headshot. I do have the headshot I used for my, the latest one, but it's now going on 5-6 years, so I should probably get a new one. And, so I'm like, okay, at least that's something to do. Because I also am going to get, I mentioned I have an Instagram that's a little more, not XXX, but it's something I want to do also. Not porn, but not porn. But I want to get masks and all that stuff. Oh, hello. Say hi. And so I know at least the first thing I need to do is I need to order something, a mask, and check that out. So at least at least I know where to start on this acting thing. I know where to start on, get a headshot, talk to some, Dawson College about maybe going into theater, checking that out. And then she also mentioned you could look for casting, and then you could talk to casting directors. And I'm like, I could do that? She's like, yeah. And then, that's what a lot of people do. I'm like, oh my God. She gave me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different avenues. 4 of them obviously from the website, but, and I'm like, okay. I'm not going to do this right away. I could, call the actor, about the university, about their theater course. I could talk to them. That doesn't cost anything. And then I could, try to save up money for headshots. And find a photographer to do that. I mean, or call the photographer that who did the headshot before, which was a friend of, because it was a good headshot. I just probably want one that's a little more recent, just to keep up to date. And he charged like, yeah, I should contact him. I don't mind seeing him. He took the headshot when I owned my gym. But hey, why not start with him? Even though he doesn't do it full time. Yeah, so I'm going to let this settle and figure out what to do. That plus working on my... I feel a little spark. I'm not elated, but it's like, okay, it's another branch to explore. Plus, finishing my CPR lesson plan. Plus, my orderly client, and maybe get another one. I don't know. Plus, I tried DoorDash. Maybe get my bike. Like line up all these things that I can kind of explore. I mentioned in another video about this website, this other YouTube channel, and she was saying about putting together websites. It was Broke Over 50, I think it was called. I took that down, like just to have things broken down and see where I can kind of go further. And the thing is, it takes time for me to kind of get over my anxiety and just say, okay, can I do the first step now? And this was a big first step because it's really hard for me to call, And that's all I wanted to say.